Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Thanksgiving?
An ancient holiday. We have a similar thing, but it's daily.
Yeah, it's a National Day of Prayer. I actually don't know if the UK or any other continent has it. Actually, let's take a look. Austria, Brazil, Canada, Kazakhstan, Liberia, St. Lucia, Switzerland, the greatest nation, and the Norfolk Islands. Huh, interesting. Either way, you know what I'm thankful for, Trazen?
If you had your body back.
Yeah, but you know what I would be even more thankful for? What, yeah?
If I didn't shoot you in the head, Jelly.
If you didn't shoot me in the head, Jelly.
I know you said 2 weeks most, but I'll admit I'm a bit impatient. I want to apologize, Trazen. If and when I get a bit aggressive about getting my skin back.
That's fine. I understand all too well. A lot of my kind are the same way. I'm not like that, though. I'm okay with being a machine. Gives me a better chance to collect neat things.
So that's what you're thankful for. I'm certain you'll stay a machine beyond the time Games Workshop gets bought out by another company, probably Hasbro, and they destroy your makers, leaving you disappearing into the void.
I'll choose to ignore that information.
Yeah, understandable. But it's Wednesday and the day before Thanksgiving, so I should be talking about something on subject. Did the No Nut November last week. Why? I'll be honest. I don't know why. But let's see what I can fit into the Thanksgiving subject. I know what to talk about. The Avenging Sun. The Thing. The number, tool, product, sun.
The 13th. Rabute Guilliman.
Indeed. The Lord of Ultramar, and if you've read the book Godblight, you'll recognize some of these as what the Emperor calls Rabute when he possesses his son, along with the whole mess of other phrases and titles. Most of these are viewable as the Emperor calling Guilliman them, but I'd argue some of them are not directed at G-Man but at Mortarion. Let's go read what exactly is said. Quote, "My son, 13, Lord of Ultramar, Savior, Hope, Failure, Disappointment, Liar, Thief, Betrayer, Guilliman." Each of these are a solid statement, but some of these don't really make sense from our perspective. Thief, for example, and Betrayer. I can see failure, disappointment, and liar though, but thief and betrayer are odd ones. I do not understand them, though maybe one could argue that Guilliman did betray the Empire by making the Imperium Secundus, and thief could be argued since Rabute Guilliman is kind of the regent emperor, though I'd call him more of an imperator. The other negatives you may not necessarily understand, but I do. Failure. He failed the Empire by falling in battle and needing to be saved by an Eldar in order to breathe life once more. Disappointment. To himself, his father, and his mother, all of which did their best to see him be his best. The Emperor much less so, but he wasn't mentioned there, I want to point out. Liar. To the Empire of Man. He allows the Imperial Creed to replace the Imperial Truth. Guilliman, in that moment, saw the Emperor and heard his voice tell him these things, but the Emperor did not speak. He did not hear the Emperor, but the Emperor spoke. Much of this part, I believe, is Guilliman hallucinating. He telling himself that he is these things. The Emperor did possess him, supposedly. Could theoretically be a second wind, but I don't think so, given that Mortarion, the guy he was fighting, actually poisoned him with the literal god blight. I actually brought this up when Rodigus kidnapped me, actually.
Oh, I saw that video. The favorite creation of Nurgle, right?
Yeah, I can't recall what I called that video, but that's not important. During this scene, Guilliman is begging for answers from the Emperor, and the voice in his mind is the voice of the Emperor, but he sees nothing around him. Note that wording. Them. There's more than just Guilliman before the Emperor there, because this scene implies that Mortarion is also with him. But it's possible that Guilliman is just able to feel Mortarion, given he's right next to the man. You know what's funny? I started writing this script with the assumption that I would be talking about each Primarch and what they were thankful for. But as I started writing, I started thinking more and more about Robote's story, and it became this. But let's go to that on that original subject. What's Guilliman thankful for in his current setting? Well, not a lot, really. It is the 41st millennium, and there is only war. But I think that he's a man who sees the galaxy as a world with no sun, and he's finally allowed to see the sunrise. The G-Men is a bunch of things. One of those things is simple, and isn't talked about a lot. He's hope. You know the story of Pandora's box and how the dread of the universe was within that box? Fear, doubt, hate, and such? But there's also hope in that box. And Guilliman, in this setting, is that hope. Under his economic leadership, under his militaristic knowledge, under his social guidance, he may bring the Imperium of Mankind back into its golden age if there ever was one to begin with. An age that he did not get to see as he was involved with the Great Crusade. He may help see the sun shine again. He may yet achieve his dream. And what was his dream? To retire. And to make a farm. To go back home to Macrugh and have a field where he grows food. A home for himself and maybe his brothers to visit. To sit with people he cares about and that care for him. He and the Emperor wanted the same thing. In the Imperial Palace, there's a part of the building with 20 rooms, each made for giants, each made with a different giant in mind. The Emperor wanted to sit with his sons, all 20 of them, now 19, and have breakfast with them. He wanted to go to bed and know that they were all well and safe. He wanted to be a dad. And the G-Man is not that different from the Big E. Both wish simply not to worry and not to fear. Both wish to not have responsibilities. Both desire what all men desire. To feel love and to be loved. Man, this has made me think about my own life. I'm gonna go put together another model. Shove off.